and action. Back in 2023, I had this life-changing idea to quit my job, travel as much as possible on my limited budget, and as much as my partner's patience would go. Things didn't go out the way I planned. I'll link the video down below if you want to see where all that started. I'm still happy with the way things turned out. It could have been worse, and I still got to do a lot of really cool things. But I had this grand idea last spring. Hey, I'm gonna be leaving my job, I'm going to be going on all these adventures, and I'm my own #1 fan. Might as well make some cool apparel to wear while I go on these adventures. The point of these adventure clothes was I wasn't gonna sell them. They were just for fun and to create a creative outlet where I could design and make something that would have to do with my brand and my YouTube channel, and something that would continue to encourage me to go on those adventures and do things, because, you know, no one else is gonna push you as much as you can yourself. And I'm not inherently creative. You can probably tell from my logo here. Very simple, very sharp. A lot of people say it doesn't even suit my personality, but I like it. It was something that I created back in high school. I did have some help creating it. It was a photography class, essentially, in high school. And I was creating a logo so I could have a watermark on my photos. At the time, I was also surrounded by a group of people who were very into videography and photography. They were, you know, creating these amazing videos and create this amazing company, and I was lucky enough to be around that. And at the time, they were creating their own apparel for the first time, and I got to be the model, kind of. Here's a photo of me back when I was 16 modeling. That was the first time we learned that you could literally put your own creative work on clothing. You didn't have to buy it from, you know, big brands. You got a choice. You got to design it yourself. And at the time, I completely took that for granted. The person doing all the designing, he was super meticulous, you know, dimensions, what he wanted. They created everything from scratch. So, fast forward to 2023, I have the bright idea. I want to do the same thing, except I won't be selling it. It's just for me. Turns out it's a lot harder than I thought. I spent months of research trying to find a company that would print just one-offs. It's extremely expensive to do, and you know, this is one of those things that you order like 50 of them, you don't order just one. But I finally found a company in Toronto, and they do one-off prints, you know, custom. They even have on their website this little place so you can design your own look. So what I'm used to at, you know, the company I used to work for, we would make our own custom clothing as well for the company, and you would send it, and then they would actually have a graphic designer make a rough draft for you and send it over, and you would vet whether it looks good or not. This was the opposite for me. I was creating it myself, but through this company's website. So revision 1, I send in this idea I have. You know, the main things I wanted were I had to have my logo, and I wanted to make sure it had my little tagline, I like to do things and go places, and I wanted it featured twice. Those were my parameters. So I created it on this website, send it in, I get it back, and bam. The words are super blown out, massive. And to be fair, I did order men's size clothing because I just liked the look better. And yeah, it looked crazy, pretty funny. It was as if someone just like took it and just made it absolutely massive. As an example, this tank top, I was very excited about it. First women's item, and yeah, look how massive that logo is. It's just huge. It was supposed to be like this big. It's okay. That was just, you know, a test. It was for fun. It was supposed to be to just be creative. I did order a sweater. It was pretty sick, and you know what, honestly, I wear it all the time. I live in that thing, and yeah, the wording was blown out and there was a bunch of issues with it, but the company was super kind, gave me a massive discount, and, you know, said, hey, if I want to do a reprint, I could do a reprint. At the time, I chose not to. I decided, you know what, this was a good test. I will rehash this in the future. Fast forward to 2024. I'm still exactly where I am. I'm back to working, and you know what, things are pretty good. I'm doing good. and I decide, hey, let's try this again. And I do a whole bunch of research. I go down the same rabbit hole trying to find a company that will do one-off prints. And hopefully they have a graphic designer who can send me proofs, because I'm no graphic designer. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm trying my best here. And you know what? I end up going with the same company, which at the end of the day, it's okay. I'm supporting a local business and I feel really great doing that. This time, I decided to do specific sizing on my logo, which I messed up on, but that's another story, and math, maybe not my strong suit. But I sent it over and I decided to do a whole bunch of different designs this time. So I kept it basic, and you know what? The feedback I got is it's a good first try. And that's all I want. I want something that I did and I made, and it doesn't have to be perfect, and I'm never gonna know what it looks like until I receive it back anyway. And they're just one-offs, so what's the big deal? So revision 2 finally comes, and didn't quite work out the way I wanted. I was too specific this time. I sent in the logo, exact dimensions, and you know what? I messed up probably by 1 centimeter or 2, and the logo was a little squished looking. It's supposed to be a bit longer, but hey, that's my bad. And you know what? I will say shout out to that company. They are doing a redo, and they are sending me some stuff and sending me some reprints, and I get to keep the current product. But I mean, like, look how cute this is. Is this what I wanted? No. But this was what I wanted the logo to be, and the logo is supposed to be this big. Instead, they made the full graphic this big, which is fine. Like I said, I'm getting a reprint, but that was just another one of those lessons that I learned, that I need to be more specific in my communication. These are my current designs that I've made, all fairly simple. This one that I'm wearing is probably my favorite. Check out the back. And you know what? I am super inspired by Casey Neistat. I always have been, and you've probably seen the video, but he also has a tattoo that says do more, and to just basically keep pushing yourself and doing more. I even got the tattoo a couple years ago when I first thought about, you know, really getting back into YouTube, because I kind of tried it before, but the idea of not being embarrassed to just go for it. So I wanted to include it on my personal adventure merch. At the end of all this, I mean, this won't be the last time that I try and create something like this. It's meant to be fun, it's meant to be creative, it's meant to push me to do something more. I know we all have our own ways of doing that, whether you're an artist or a writer, or you also make YouTube videos. So this is just like my little extra thing I'm working on, trial and error. And I am looking forward to looking back one day and seeing like, hey, this was 29-year-old Daisy trying to do something. And I am interested to see what I come up with in the future, because, you know, this is all trial and error, and it's okay to have fun and make mistakes and, you know, just do this. So if you ever see me out in the wild, hopefully I will be rocking some of my own personal merch. And I'm so stuck, I don't know what to say. At the end of the day, this is just supposed to be fun and a creative outlet, and I'm gonna continue making these mistakes. And you know what? Hey, maybe one day I will have my own merch and I will try and sell it to you all who are watching my videos. But for now, this is just my own personal adventure merch and something to keep me motivated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.